Hey there, food podcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan. Today, I am joined by Brittany Miller, the CEO of Manchester Farms. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
So
doing
happy to be here.
fantastic. Yeah. How about you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, doing great. It's a beautiful day here in South Carolina. It's not
I
too
was,
hot, not too humid. So,
what part of South Carolina? I'm in Wake Forest, North Carolina.
oh, so you understand humidity. Yeah,
Yes.
Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
It's
Great.
known
Right.
as
Right
the
across the border.
famously hot city. It's on a hill in the state, and
Oh,
the
my.
air just gets stagnant some days. So, we're famously hot.
You're closer to the hot, angry thing that makes the heat.
Yeah.
Uh, so, well, I always, you beat me to it. I always do a little bit of a weather check in with our guests. I always want to know where you're at and what the weather is today, but it is a wall of gross outside here.
Yeah.
I think it's just to hit 90. It's disgusting.
And still,
And
high
very
humidity,
still.
still air, and hot weather is, you chase the indoors when you have to at this time of year.
100%. You
Yeah.
really get to know every nook and cranny of your house really, really well.
Yeah. You
I'm
find those little last minute projects that you didn't want to do, and then you
right.
finish them this week.
I'm originally from Dallas. I've been in North Carolina for 2 years, and I'm about to go back to Dallas. And in Dallas, the heat is worse, but the humidity is non-existent. It's dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And as
And
much
there's
as
a breeze.
people, it's usually pretty windy. So as much as people want to be like, oh, it's a dry heat. I'm like, yeah, it's hot. It's like Satan's armpit. Whatever way you want to pretty it up is fine, but they're already in the hundreds over there. So,
for sure.
Well, Brittany, I always ask every guest, what was the most amazing thing you ate this week?
So we are just coming off the Fancy Food Show, which happens in New York City every summer. And we were trying to find a spot to watch the FIFA games. I learned that's how they all say it now. I've learned more about soccer in the past week than I've ever known before, but I love it.
Yeah. We all become an expert when the World Cup's around.
Right. But it's so interesting. It's great to watch the world come together and also to see how many people had this misnomer about the US, 100%. And everybody that we talked through all over the city, they're just like, y'all are just wonderful people. And we're like, don't listen to the media. They're playing us wrong, doing us dirty. But anyway, so we went to this little cafe that had a beautiful, bright watermelon salad that had feta, sweet Thai basil, and I've had that before, sometimes with balsamic, but the fun ingredient this time was this little itty bitty kind of brownish red olive that added that salt and savory dish to a sweet. And I loved it so much. And my husband doesn't like watermelon, but he ate the whole dish. And so we're going to try and remake it this weekend and see if we can do it justice.
He doesn't like watermelon?
It's the melons cause an irritation in his mouth, his tongue to get itchy, so he gets some allergic issue.
That's valid. I was gonna say, like, if he just doesn't like melon, that should have been covered in premarital counseling, because that's a red flag, sir.
I had to give up gin because of him, because he's allergic to those, whatever the berry is, the
juniper berry.
Juniper berry, yeah.
Oh, so I don't think I could go on. A gin martini is my favorite.
Yeah. So we at the show, we were next to this family that had an olive oil line that's a single grove, single grape, the Calistiliago, whatever olive, and she turned it into a gin as well. She did a gin brine. So she served martinis at the end of the day of the show, the last hour. Girl, I drank those martinis. Sorry, Matt. So I don't do it often.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. So good.
I know there's something about being in New York where you need a fancy drink too.
Yeah, for sure. I had a beautiful cucumber vodka drink with cucumber vodka. I was like, how have I never known there's cucumber vodka out there? I didn't know this.
Who knew?
So, yeah, I'm a wine drinker, but when you're in the big city, you got to taste the fancy stuff.
You have to be a little bit fancy sometimes.
It's good to be fancy. I love fancy.
Yeah. That salad sounds amazing, and I'm a big fan of salt on watermelon. So olives and watermelon is something. Feta and watermelon's classic, and it has that salty brininess. But man,
they sent out some really nice.
So now I'm going to have to do that.
Salt flecks that we put on top of it. We also got bone marrow, and it was just delightful. I would go back there over and over again.
Bone marrow is so good too.
It's so good. I just love food. I've always loved food. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved food.
Me too. The most amazing thing I ate this week, I made Chipotle black beans sweet potato taco bowls. No, it's quite a
Ooh,
mouthful.
yeah.
And then because I'm not bougie all the time, I put Taco Bell fire sauce on them because that's what sounded good. So
That's
because
awesome.
you can buy it in a bottle now for like $1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Thank you for
yeah,
them making it now.
yeah, it's really delicious. So I know what's good and I know what I like. It doesn't have to be fancy all the time, but
That's right. As
yeah,
long as you like it.
I had some really good black beans. I seasoned them up with chipotles and cumin, some chili powder. I air fried sweet potatoes in
It is.
the air fryer, like big cubes until they were super crispy, and I put chili seasoning on them.
Oh yeah.
I'm basically in move out mode, so I'm cleaning out all the pantries and the freezer and stuff.
Fridge clean
And
out.
yeah, and then I had taco meat that I had previously made. It's been frozen for a couple months. Thawed that out, some onions and pepper. Yeah, it was a good old time.
That's great.
I think I ate that 3 times, and it was delicious.
I
No,
love Mexican food. It's so
no
good.
regrets. Me too.
And my daughter has just started using the whole sweet potato ingredient, and she lives in Wyoming, and so she came home for the off season
Ah,
in April, May, and she was like, "I'll be a stay-at-home daughter, and I'll cook for y'all." And I'm like,
oh,
"Yeah!" So we had a ton of sweet potatoes, and it was great to re-engage with those potatoes because I forgot about them for a while. So
there was a long period of time where I meal prepped for my mom and my stepdad, and I had started using a lot. Came to me one day, and she's like, "I think this is more sweet potatoes in a week than I've ever eaten in my life because we only ate them on Thanksgiving."
right,
So we kind of like laughed about that. I'm like, "Yeah, but they're good in everything, and they're really
but
good
they're
for you."
so
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I
they're
mean,
really
you
good
can
for
go
you.
sweet or savory with them, you know,
Yeah, and they're cheap.
and they're cheap and they're
Because
so healthy
it's a
for you.
potato. Yeah, they're so good for you.
Yeah,
That's hysterical. The way my parents probably wished I was going to be stay-at-home daughter and cook. Like when I would come home from college, which was culinary school,
right.
and I started working immediately while I was in school. The last thing I want to do is cook. I was like, "You guys are going to take me out to eat. That's what we're doing." So,
Well, she lives in a ski town, so
mm,
everything's super expensive there. So she's
so
learned to
tourist
cook at
prices.
home.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so she brought some of those dishes home for us to try, and they were just fantastic.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah,
So I want to know the story of Manchester Farms.
yeah.
And I want to know why quail is becoming so important. So tell me all about it. How did this get started?
So we've been in the quail business for 55 years now. So
Mm,
I'm 55. My parents started the business from a hobby the year that I was born, basically. My dad's a hunter. He quail hunts, and South Carolina, there's year-round hunting, and he wanted to train his bird dogs. And so he was hunting on Manchester State Forest. So that's how the name
mm-hmm.
came around. And he went to Clemson, got a degree in poultry science, went to work for Campbell Soup in their chicken department,
Wow.
and helped them grow their chickens healthier, less stress, more wholesome. And they wanted to move into New Jersey to be in the corporate office. And so he flew
Wow.
up there for the interview and got up there and was like, "How long is your hunting season?" And they were like, "2 weeks." And he's like, "Thank you for your time." So he came back, and during all that time, he had all these quail in our backyard, basically training his bird dogs how to hunt. And
Mm,
so he got too many of them because he used the same theory of goodness in, goodness out, health and wellness, stress free, wholesome, just good, loving care for the birds. And the neighbors were like, "Bill, if you dress them, we'll buy them." And so, literally in the backyard, hatched Manchester Farms on the picnic table. So he took the excess birds that he had, processed them into a whole bird, and then realized that there were no commercial quail farms in the U.S. at all.
yeah.
So he was like, "I know how to do this," and he's spirited and an entrepreneur and had the guts to do it. He and my mom.
Mm,
So my dad is the risk taker, and my mom's the analyzing, control, calculated move. So it's a good
she's the
balance between.
businesswoman, and he's the
Yeah,
dreamer.
that's exactly right. She had to put the reins on him a few times,
Yeah.
but you have to have that kind of scope of brain and two brains to be able to do it. And so they went down to the grocery stores, which here their first stores were the Piggly Wiggly. If anybody from
Mm-hmm.
the Southeast knows them,
Yeah.
and they put them in a package and sold them, and they sold like gang wire. It was great. And so They did retail for about a few years, and then New York found out about it. And the chefs were like, okay, whole birds are great, but can you debone them like they do in Europe? And my dad was like, well, hold on, Janet, let's go to Europe. So they went to Europe for 3 weeks. And
for research.
yeah, exactly. They had to go see what they were doing, how they served them, how they cut them, and toured a couple farms, and came back, and they built a processing plant in a little itty bitty town called Dalzell, and it doesn't even have a stop sign at that time. But we're all about helping others and giving people work. We use as little machinery as possible, trying to give as many people jobs that want to work. And so they started deboning quail, and so it just started to expand. They went to a food show. It was called PYA in Charlotte, and did a food show with them, so all the chefs could find their products and see. And it just slowly grew from the Southeast to New York. And then we teamed up with D'Artagnan, who's a French purveyor that does foie gras and truffles now, and quail, and so we spread across the country and picked up more and more accounts, more retailers, more chefs. And y'all travel, so you have your knife kit that you take with you, and you take your favorite spices and your favorite ingredients. So we traveled with every chef that left the city or Atlanta or Charlotte, and went out to Vegas or California or Chicago. And so they went, and they'd say, we want Manchester Farms quail. And so they'd call us, we'd set up a distributor, and it just organically grew for 55 years now. And so we sell
insane
all across the country. We're in just about all of the retailers for meat. And then we got into the egg business about 10 years ago. We own everything about the farm. We own our own breeders, our own farms, except for one. We have a contract grower, which he's been growing for us for 25 years. So he's basically family. But otherwise, it's within Manchester that we own all the properties, instead of a lot of companies use other farmers. And we felt like if they worked with us, they had to embody we call it quail love. And it's just worked out well for us. So we've grown, and there was a guy that would come in and buy when we would have extra hatching eggs, the fertilized eggs, we would sell them out of the front office. And this guy came in, and for every month he would buy 180 eggs,
for
every month, like clockwork.
What was he using them for?
That's what we said after. They're like, okay, but what's going on? What's he doing with these eggs? Like,
quail egg fetish, or what's happening?
Right. He said he has dogs, and his dogs have allergies, and he researched all natural ways to prevent allergies. And quail eggs, if you feed a dog 1 quail egg a day, they don't have allergies. He said they don't scratch at their paws. They don't have dander issues.
Wow.
The coat on their fur, their hair was wonderful. So then we were like,
it must have something to do with the specific, like omega-6, omega-3, something that's something that's inherent in quail, but not chicken. Yeah, because most dog food's made with chicken, and a lot of dogs have chicken allergies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of research. We looked on the internet, health benefits of quail eggs, and you're gonna be amazed. We had no idea that there were thousands of studies of what these little eggs could do for people and dogs and cats and reptiles. And basically it's the superfood of the egg category. So it's got all of the amino acids, complete Bs. It's got choline, lysine, DHA.
Wow.
It literally, whatever your body is deficient in, if you eat these eggs every day, you will heal from the inside out. And even humans will reduce their allergies. I've had people tell me that a guy was colorblind, and he ate quail eggs.
No.
And his color came back.
That's insane.
So, there's also a biblical story. Quail, our breed is called a pharaoh quail from Egypt, and we're certified kosher. So we had the rabbi come down from the Orthodox Union in New York, and he started crying on the farm. He was like, you literally have the holy quail. And I'm like, what? How do you know? He's like, you can tell by their toes. And he was like, you have the birds from Noah's Ark. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's crazy.
And so there was a Japanese emperor that got sick like 3,000 years ago. And his doctor said, if you eat quail for 30 days, you'll be healed. So he ate quail and quail eggs, and sure enough, he was healed. So that's where the Asian culture of eating quail eggs all the time comes from. It's from that story. So it's in their everyday food, diet. And they're so healthy, and they look great, and they don't age. So
it's amazing.
Maybe it's the eggs. I don't know.
It could be a combination of all the things, right?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Don't stop moving. That's another one. Right?
Yeah, but motion is lotion. It's my new favorite. I turned 40 last year, and I heard somebody say it, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
That's a good one.
All I ever want to do is sit and watch TV, but my body lets me know this is not the thing.
It's not good to be a couch.
It's not the thing. I just want to veg out, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I was going to tell you, so I'm a millennial. I was born in 1985.
Okay.
I think that my first exposure to quail, and I wish I could remember the brand, but we brought it home from Sam's Club. I think it was the brochette style. So it was like a deboned quail breast already wrapped in bacon. They were individually wrapped. I think they came frozen, and all you had to do was cook them, to internally to 160.
Yeah.
I thought it was the most incredible, fanciest, amazing thing I had ever seen in my life. And I'm fairly certain that my exposure to it was probably in the late 90s.
Yeah,
I didn't see a quail again until culinary school. And when they were just it was a poultry unit. We were learning about all of it. We got to see, geese, pheasants, quail, everything else. I didn't know anything about them. I knew that I liked it because I like dark meat chicken. And to me, the quail is entirely dark meat. It's like a little tiny dark meat bird. But it's just a flavor that you can't replicate in anything else.
That's right.
And I remember having to stuff it for school. And then I've used it in my career, but man, I think 1998, I was like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
That was our product. Great. We made that for them.
Yeah.
We still make that product.
Insane. What to talk about a full circle moment.
Yeah. We,
small world.
We made that product. They did it as a holiday special. And we sold a ton of it. I think 1.6 million pounds in 16 weeks.
Dude, it's so good. It was so good.
We had a room dedicated with about 60 people just hand wrapping each
I think
piece.
We put Lowry seasoning salt and Worcestershire on it.
Yeah.
And in my house, that was fancy. So it's nothing to disparage my house. My mom would tell you that she's got a tiny palate, although I've helped expand it over the years with us traveling and me being a chef. But when I was a kid, that was the pinnacle. When you put Cavender's Greek seasoning on something, I love
Cavender's.
It was fancy. Yeah, I still love it.
I put it on butter noodles.
That's
a little Casio Pepe. Oh my gosh,
good. I love it.
Yeah, so we still sell the bacon wrap quail. We produce that for a lot of catering companies, and when we have guests over or kids, they'll say, "Miss Miller, can you please do the bacon wrapped? We're going to cook it this weekend." Aww. So everybody on TikTok and all that, they want to see videos of what to do and how to do. So we're going to put it on a pellet grill. You just put it and leave it.
Sure.
And it's insane. It's like bacon. When you cook bacon, you can't keep it on the plate because everybody eats it so fast.
Yeah.
Same thing.
So what a legacy, and what is your role in, preserving the legacy? Obviously you're CEO now. It was always what you wanted to do. You made a career change. How did that happen?
So growing up, I was always with my dad with the birds, so much that my nickname was Wart because I was stuck to him. And so, nickname is Wart. I've had a bunch of crazy ones, but I always, I loved being with the birds and the farm. And I think it's important to have a connection with your food, and your farmer. Sure. And so, I just always knew that I wanted to be a part of it. I graduated high school. I got into all these colleges, and I went to my dad and I was like, "Daddy, I got into da 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 da." And he was like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, Brittany. That's great. You can go anywhere you want, but I'll pay for Clemson and poultry science." And I was like, "Roger that. Guess I'm going to Clemson and getting poultry science degree." So I did. Got it. So I did.
Yes, sir.
And my brother did as well. He's 2 years older than me. And my uncle got a poultry science degree from Clemson. So we've got a little running list of family members that did this. But
it's like a syndicate now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I didn't want to come back to the farm right away. I wanted to go learn skills that they couldn't teach me.
Sure.
So
Without having to get a business degree, like an entire
yes,
business degree. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of went to work for the dark side of the pharmaceutical world and animal health. And I lived in New Jersey, and I did that for 2 years and sold preventative maintenance feed additives. And so, in the large corporate world, they give animals low dose, antibiotics, and which a lot of them stop doing it now, but just to maintain their health. And so that's what I did. I called on feed mills, and then my company got bought out, and I got transferred to California, and it rained I was there for 90 days, and I saw the sun probably 5 days.
What part of California?
Northern California. I lived in Santa Rosa area.
There's that old song that says it never rains in Southern California. It just looks like you picked the wrong spot to visit.
I didn't get
just throwing that out there.
It was gorgeous, though. It was so pretty. I had everything west of the I-5 corridor. So I had Klamath Falls, Oregon. I had the Redwoods. I had Mount Shasta. So I'm not complaining about it. But a Southern girl that sees the sun,
it's a lot.
it was just too much rain for me.
It starts to make you sad a little.
I need vitamin D. And so I came back to Manchester, worked with the company and the farm for 5 years, and being in a family business, it's not always easy.
Sure.
And family treats family different than other people. And I know you've not heard this for the first time. And so it was kind of tearing up our family. And I said, listen, I love Manchester Farms and I love you, but I love you more.
I don't want them together.
I want to keep my family versus fighting, and having different ideas and views. And I said, so I'll step out. So I went to Vail, Colorado, and lived there, worked in the ski industry in a private club and restaurant on mountain.
Yeah.
And worked front of the house for off and on 8 years, and ended up being the assistant manager of the club. And then got married to my husband, had our daughter out there, and then got pregnant with our second child. And, back then daycare was $100 a day. And so $200 a day, we didn't make that kind of money. So I called my dad.
And it hasn't gotten any better.
It's not gotten any better. It's not. And we worked alternate shifts. Like I worked nights and he worked days, and we still had to have childcare. And so
daycare hasn't gone down and wages haven't gone up.
That's exactly
here we are.
That's exactly right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And so called my parents to tell them that we were having a baby, and my dad was like, I'm glad. I said, we're ready to come back. And he said, good, because I'm in the hospital. I've survived my 5th heart attack and a stroke at that point, and said,
that's okay, just oh, by the way.
Oh, by the way.
If it happened today, you would have gotten in a text. Don't you love that?
Yeah. So, farmers are tough, right? We're all tough as nails, just like chefs are tough. We can take a licking.
I'm not going into the ER unless something's dangling off.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Or dying in your body. I had my gallbladder taken out, and they were like, go to the ER right now, Brittany. Don't pack anything. Go right now. You're dying. And I'm like, okay, I'll get there.
They'll give you socks. It's okay.
Yeah, with the grippies on the bottom. So anyway, so he survived the 5th heart attack. My brother and I took over the business, and my mom stayed on for about another year and a half. And then my brother and I bought the business from them. They didn't gift it to us in 2007. And then the crash of 2008 happened, and that was a lot of fun. So that 8 through 10. And then my brother and I are just different personalities. I'm like super aggressive, and he's a great guy, but aggressiveness is not in his wheelhouse. And so you can't have two leaders with different styles. It gets murky. So
yeah, it's like an A and B together. So
you had to either follow mom or dad.
Yeah.
And so we tried a generational transitional consultant. We tried mediators. We tried mentoring. We even went to a marriage counselor. And so in the counseling, he finally admitted what he wanted. And I was like, well, there you have it. One of us has to own the business, just one. And so I said, I've worked outside the company before. I know that I'll be fine. You have the first right of refusal to buy the company. And so I said, but the clock is ticking. You got 6 months, and just know that I'll have my financing lined up at the end of 6 months. If you don't, I'll buy the business. And so that's basically what happened. So I've been the mother hen of the farm since 2013. So we're pushing 12 years now, for 13 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. So my husband is in the business as well, but he's been in the business the whole time, but it's a little bit different dynamic because, it's one leader instead of, but I also am the type of person that I don't micromanage anybody.
Right.
I tell everybody that comes on board with us that A, it's for passion, not for profit. B, your actions, choices, and behaviors tell me if you want the job or not. I can't make you do anything. You got to have to want it, love it, own it, do it. I'm not going to micromanage you.
Held hostage, and if you don't want to be here, you're going to make my job really hard. So just tell me you don't want to be here, and we'll.
And I've even told people, if this is not what you want to do and you're not happy, I'll help you find another job somewhere else. Life is too short not to be happy.
I always tell people, you go find your happy place because apparently it's not here.
Yeah. So I don't micromanage anybody. We have 100 employees that work with us, and they all know their roles, and I trust them and believe in them and give them all the room and space they need, any tools that they need, whatever support they need. I'm here for them, but I'm not hovering. I'm not checking over. I'm not watching behind you. I trust you. And until I know that there's an issue, then we all work independently, and everybody's pretty happy about it. So it's like
nice.
Their own little businesses within their own little unit of what they're responsible for.
Well, that's what they need. You have to empower people to own what they're responsible for.
Yeah.
To own it from beginning to end, because otherwise you're going to have to come behind it.
And there's a lot of pride in that, and a lot of respect. Yeah. And so when I give tours, I'm a hugger, and I go around and I say hello to everybody by name and look them in the eye and give them a hug. And
I love that.
And so we do this an audit called SQF, which is a labor intensive 3-day audit. And the auditors come by and they do, they interview we call them flock members, because quails are raised in a flock. And
that's adorable.
Yeah. And so they'll interview our flock members and for like social responsibility and stuff. And he's like, y'all always score the highest. And I said, well, it's because of the quail love. I mean, you just, when somebody dies, like we have families that have been with us their entire lives. And so now these women, their kids and their grandkids, and their nephews and the aunts and uncles, we're all one big family.
Yeah.
And so one of the matriarchs of our farm, one of the ladies that's been deboning with us for 55 years, she passed away. We basically had shut down. So we could all go to the service and honor her and celebrate her. And so it's, farming's not easy, but if you are surrounded by a bunch of courtesy and respect and kindness, it sure does make it fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. Like that's really amazing. Like, man, what a thing for you to get to be a part of and to lead. That's just incredible. And did you ever think when you were a kid, like, what did you originally want to do?
I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Oh my, what a change.
Yeah. I love the ocean. The ocean and I are one. So when I get a chance to get away, I get in the salt water. And clear salt water usually. So I love just to watch the fish and
dirty
how they
myrtle.
Not the dirty myrtle. As a kid, we used to go there and I would pick up all these shark's teeth. And then as an adult, I'm like, there's a bunch of shark's teeth on the beach. So you know what's in the dirty, murky water? There's sharks out there.
Sharks. Yeah. Me and the ocean don't get along. I'm terrified of it.
Are you?
I want to be on a cruise ship above it, or I'll sit on the beach. I do not want to be in it.
So you don't even like clear water snorkeling?
I'll get up to maybe, my knees. I'll wade around, but all the things, as far as I'm concerned, I know it's not true. It's literally just my anxiety. All of the things that live in there could find a way to eat me if they really wanted to. So I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Give me a couch, give me a beer garden, give me a patio. give me a
The
camping
umbrella.
trip, give me a whatever, but not in there.
Well, you should try snorkeling so you can see them through a mask. It really is
fun. So fun story. I went to Jamaica when I was 20. I think I was maybe 31. I can't remember. Bought the entire set. Bought the fins, bought the mask, bought the thing. Got in there. It was really beautiful. We were in Ocho Rios. No,
Yeah,
we were in somewhere. We were in oh my gosh, tell me that we were in Montego Bay.
Montego Bay.
Yep. I was like, it's an M. It starts with an M. I got in the water. I started paddling along. I see a huge fin. It's probably a sea turtle. Between seeing something move in the water really close to my face and hearing my own breath, I completely, do you mind if I curse? I completely lost my shit. Lost it. Like ripped everything off, started running, bawling, crying. The guy was like, you just bought all this. It was like $48. I was like, put on my credit card. I don't care. I'm done. I was like, I'm completely done. I think I watched too much Jaws. I don't know. I can't do it.
Oh, it's so funny because Jaws came on last night.
Oh, no.
And we started watching it right before we went to bed, and I was like, oh my gosh. I love it though. Like, I love the sea turtles, and like last month I took some time off and went to the Caribbean, and and my favorite thing is the octopus. And so my new slogan, Chick-fil-A says, eat more chicken, the cows.
Sure.
Well, our little quail are saying, save the octopus, eat a quail, So we fed it with, we found a conch shell and fed it conch shell. And it was just, those are amazing creatures. They're
so cool.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
So save the octopus, eat more quail.
And the more I learn about them, like there was just that movie on Netflix, the Remarkably Bright Creatures movie, where
just
Sally
watched
Field
it the other week. Yeah.
Oh, I cried like a baby. It was such a good movie. But have you
seen My Octopus Teacher?
No, I haven't. I'll have to.
Oh, you will cry the entire time. I've watched it a million times.
I think the more I learn about that they're so intelligent and they make tools and they do tasks and all these things, I'm like, I feel kind of bad about all that octopus sushi I ate in my 20s. It's really, it's not, it's not virtue signaling for veganism, but I think the more I think about it, the harder time I have. I'm like,
they're emotional animals.
Less octopus.
Yeah. I mean, they started banning octopus farming now, which I was glad. I'm a supporter of farming, but an octopus is a different creature in my wheelhouse. If I get on the soapbox.
Well, I was going to ask you, was it hard for you? So the farming started as like a backyard hobby with your dad, right?
Yeah.
Was it hard for you to reconcile that at such a young age, having not grown up doing that? Like, hey, this is really cute and we're going to eat it? Or like, was there ever any issue?
I thought a lot of them were pets at times, but I also knew everybody has to eat.
Sure.
And what a better way to celebrate an animal's purpose in life,
Well, like using the entire animal, being really respectful, not being wasteful, being sustainable. Like, I get that. I like that approach of conservation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think I was going to tell you that I follow this influencer that does button quail.
Like, with the little hats and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they're so adorable. And I have a really bad habit of naming tiny animals that don't even belong to me, and kind of anthropomorphizing them. Like if I see a squirrel outside, like I'll give it a little voice in the story. I can't help it. It's just like everything's Disney animals to me. But I also eat meat, so it's kind of like I really like to understand like what that experience is like. Like I'm not a homesteader. I've never been involved in animal husbandry. I didn't do 4-H in high school. So like, I just want to understand like what that experience is like,
So quail are tiny, there's button quail are super tiny, but like a chick is about the size of your thumb. So it's super small.
Yeah.
So the way that kind of my brain works is that they have lived a long, happy life. If they were in the wild, they might not have even hatched because
something ate them or would have got
something eaten the eggs. The reptiles, armadillos, owls, hawks. I mean, they wouldn't have even existed. And so they get to hang out and play with their friends, until it's time to be celebrated on the plate. And it's not.
I love that
waste.
approach.
Yeah, it's not for waste at all. It's out of respect and quite honestly, joy. I mean, quail create emotional experiences for people. It's they come up to me all the time and they're like, I remember when I had this dish with my da 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 da, and it was just 5-spice fried, and they can go throughout the whole preparation of it.
Yeah.
And nobody says that about chicken, right? It's
I feel like you're right? Like, I feel like I can point to a couple of times in my life where I would have like a Cornish game hen.
Yeah.
And it was a special occasion. Like we bought them for Christmas dinner or whatever. But food does evoke like feelings.
It's an emotional
story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a storytelling.
Yeah.
We have people that do it, and I didn't realize this so often, but they have quail as a tradition for Christmas breakfast or Christmas dinner. And or Thanksgiving. It's always on their, so it's there. I just have all the time, no matter where I'm at a food show or if we're out to dinner or whatever, and people know, and they tell me their stories about their eating experience with quail. And now it's fun that it's turned into like, oh, I had this quail egg at this, and they put it on a tartare or they on a sushi, and so it's fun to hear everybody's, happy moments with our little products. And so
I love a little poached quail egg on a bowl of ramen, like a little, just like a 90-second poach, and I've also done the quail egg shooters. I've introduced people to them when we go out for sushi, and they're just like, you want me to what? I'm like, yeah, like suck it right out of the shell. That's what we're doing. So.
We serve them now at the fancy food show, and we do quail shots there. So we have where everybody, we'll let them pick their egg, and then we put it in this little clear shot glass, and we have these special egg scissors that cut open the shells.
Yep.
And so they pick their egg, and then we have all these different accoutrements. We have like salt and pepper, or furikake, or hot sauce, or just all these fun little additives that you can put it in if you want or not. And then they all get their videos out, and they're all cheers, and it's so fun.
Yeah, and it's like a real cultural moment.
It is. It's, my dad has been eating quail eggs for 10 years now. Remember he had 5 heart attacks. From eating the quail eggs, he personally has reversed his arteriosclerosis. His arteries are clear as day. And the cardiologist was like, I don't believe this, Bill. And so they got him back on the table, and he's been on that table so many times. The anesthesiologist is just like, hey, Bill, hey, Bob, Like, and the guy that did the last, he's had 35 stents put in his heart. He holds the records for the angioplasties done. And so the guy that did the last angioplasties, like he has stents inside of stents. He's like a walking
stents on stents.
Stents on stents. And so the doctor came out after the procedure, and he was like, I did the last procedure. I know what his arteries look like. And I can't believe how clean they are now. And so something about these little eggs. So he does 3 a day, and Matt
I wish you could put it on a billboard. I'm not a doctor. This isn't the medical advice.
This is not a
podcast.
But not medical advice.
But I do tell people that the science will show you that dietary cholesterol and blood cholesterol are not the same thing.
That's right.
So when all the big stuff came out several years back, and they're like, eggs are bad. It's like, eggs are not.
They aren't.
They're a great protein source.
And they're a healthy cholesterol for you.
Yeah.
And wait, you know what? Your brain needs cholesterol, because that's 100% cholesterol.
Yeah. Your brain also needs carbs. Let's just say that again for the back of the room real quick. It's the lining of your brain's preferred energy source is carbs. All right. So I've been fighting that battle forever.
I love carbs. I'll never stop eating.
I like carbs too.
Yeah.
So Brittany, after having been doing this for so long, what is it that you want the public to know about quail if they don't know already? Like, what is the soundbite?
I think that you should have a relationship with food, whether it's quail or broccoli raw or sweet potatoes, and you should connect with how it's grown or raised. Does it meet the same ethical values that you have?
Right.
Does it meet the health standards that you want? And is everything cared for to the best of your ability? And so that's what we do with our birds and our flock and our eggs. And, everybody's all about protein right now. And quail meat has more protein than any other, more than turkey and chicken.
Yeah, per ounce.
Yep. And so it's a superfood. The bird is, as well as the eggs, and and you can heal yourself naturally from within by eating quail and quail eggs, just like the Japanese doctor said.
Yeah.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And it's a joyous food. You know, I call it a medium, not white, not dark meat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, and the other thing that's important is, you know, like the olive company that was next to us doing the olive oils.
Sure.
You know, not everything's the same. Everything will change in flavor depending on the terroir and depending on the care and what you feed them and the level of stress that turns into enzymes. Sean Brock is a good friend of ours. He did some enzyme studies on birds to see how did that translate into the flavor of the meat. And so, you know, quail's are really dense, rich in proteins, minerals, and vitamins. And so if you're looking for an alternative, you're bored of chicken, save an octopus and try a quail and eat quail eggs every day to make yourself healthy. So
what do you think keeps people from seeking out quail more often?
I think they just don't know about it, honestly. Yeah. That's what people come up to me. They say, oh, I see them at the sushi restaurants. And you know, there's about 3 or 4 or 5 other quail farms around the country. So, and also because of TikTok, more people are getting into backyard farms. And during COVID, people got backyard birds and stuff, which is great. I love it. You know, we don't ever want to, you know, take the place of any local farm, you know, but we are on the mainstream shelf.
I think there's enough lanes on that road for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, don't get me on imports because what they're sending across the borders don't meet the standards for US, but
of course.
So make sure you buy from a local US farm if you buy anything. So, but it's you can taste the care of a product that's been mistreated or run through the ringer. Yeah. Even on strawberries, you know, when they've had temperature abuse or whatever. So
or they've been gassed or
they've been gassed.
Not right.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny. You know, there's retailers out there that call themselves all natural, but half their products are gas flushed to extend the shelf life. And I'm like,
well, and just so all the listeners are aware, there's no regulation on labeling when it comes to something like all natural. It doesn't actually mean anything.
You're right.
Doesn't matter who puts it on their label for what. You can call a deodorant all natural. You can call a cleaning product all natural. There's no threshold that a product has to meet for you to call it all natural. Like it's just
correct.
It's just product labeling BS, which drives me insane because that hurts consumer trust.
It does. It's misrepresentation.
Yeah. And so for somebody like me, so I've been in the food industry for quite a while now. People will often look to me for nutrition advice. They want to know how many calories something has. I'm like, hey, I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. All I can tell you is what the science behind the food says, of which I got a degree, right? But I'm not a food scientist. I'm not, you know, I don't have a nutrition degree, but I can tell you what's real when it comes to food and what's not. But the thing that bugs me is like the people who make the labels misleading. It's like, hey, grocery prices are super duper high. There's already a lot of nutrition misinformation out there. And now you're asking somebody to either spend more money where it's not necessary, or you're not giving them a quality product when they're struggling to feed their family already. That drives me bananas. It drives me nuts. I had this conversation. We talked to Wayne Swanson from Swanson Family Farms in Middle Georgia just last week. And he was talking about cattle ranching and talking about the differences between grain finished and grass finished and what all the labels really mean and everything else. And he was saying that it's much like you're talking about with the quail, right? Like taking care of the cows, making sure that they're not stressed out, feeding them really quality ingredients and everything else, saying that people can really taste it in the finished product, but that there's so much mislabeling and misunderstanding out there that people don't seek out. They don't understand how to seek out real quality products. I'm really glad that you brought it up because it's absolutely wild. I think a lot of people don't cook quail because they think it's a pain. They're like, it's so easy. It's so maybe there's just a misconception, I think, about how much labor it takes.
Well, you know, with Food TV Network coming on board and Top Chef and all that, and everybody, you know, like HelloFresh and they're becoming more home chefs, which is great, which I love because there's a lot of fun in the kitchen, you know. Yeah. And we have a retail product that's we've made it easy, basically bulletproof. We take it and split it down the breast so it lays flat on a grill.
Sure.
And we vacuum tumble it in this basically salt, white pepper, garlic, and like a little smoke flavor, very, very light, so that you could still put extra sauce on it or marinate it and whatever else. But it's basically, you thaw it and throw it on the grill, flip it, and when it's brown, eat it. I mean,
So you basically like spatchcocked the quail.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. And of course, we do have deboned. We have boneless breasts, boneless legs, boneless meat, for the more adventuresomes. But on the simplest format, you just thaw it and grill it, or throw it in the air fryer, or throw it in the oven. It's just, and that bacon wrap product that you tried, it cooks from frozen. It's like bonkers easy.
It's so good.
And you look like a rock star too.
I know, right? You're like, I yes, I made this,
Yeah.
So
yeah, so it's, we're each day we try to get on more retail shelves, and of course we ship online anywhere. You can buy our eggs at Costco. We're in a red package. There's another one that's not red, that just red is right. So we're across the country on the shelves, and more retailers, mainstream retailers like Kroger and Central Market and Safeway, Albertsons across the US. So we've been doing a more effort to get on the shelves so that home cooks can buy it at a retail shop and not just get it at a restaurant.
I assume that there's like a product locator on the website.
Oh yeah. There's a shop.
Okay. Yeah. And then is there social media like for everybody to find? Okay.
It's typically Manchester Quail, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. We have some YouTube videos out there. Not many. I'm a farmer. I'm not a TikToker.
A social media manager. Sure.
Yeah, but everybody's like, they want to know more, Brittany, and I'm like, all right, fine. So this
give
weekend,
the people what they want, Brittany.
I know, right? So I'm not very good at being on stage. I'm more of a behind the stage, get it done kind of girl. But
you and me both.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a little fireside chat this weekend and give it a go, and then we're gonna get my dad on it and let him talk about his funny stories and just share, everyday life with us a little bit more. So
you could do it all in a day, right? Like you could have you could film 10 5-minute videos and you could drop them over 2 months and you'd be surprised. Like you just get hit after hit after hit after hit.
Really?
Record it all in one day. Yeah, record it all in one day and then just schedule them.
That's a great idea.
Drop on social. So
we did do over Memorial Day weekend, we did some cooking demonstrations. And of course, I'm a farmer. I'm not like a published, a producer or anything. So I've got this little stand that I use to put the camera on, and but the angle wasn't right. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go to TikTok school somewhere so they could teach me how to do it.
I think there's a lot to be said though about offering your authenticity and being genuine and like not being false about who you are and who you're not.
And
I think it really resonates with people, especially when you're providing a product, right? Like, you're not the product, like the quail is the product. So don't beat yourself up too bad.
I'm just the speaker of the product.
Right. So after all this time doing what you do you have a favorite way to eat quail, and how often do you eat it?
I eat quail probably at least once a week.
Okay.
My favorite, I think the bacon wrap quail is my favorite. Honestly, that's my go-to. It's just so easy. And who doesn't love bacon, right? Then if that's the second way, I'd probably say is we do a quail piccata, where we bread and pan sear. It's like a veal piccata or chicken piccata.
Yeah.
But you use a boneless quail breast instead. In fact, I think we're going to make it this weekend.
It sounds so good.
And then my absolute favorite is deviled quail eggs and pickled quail eggs, beet pickled quail eggs. So I got a bunch of them, but
I have big clumsy hands, man. The quail eggs give me problems. It's the peeling.
So here's the thing. So this is what's different about us and our farm. So we hand pack everything. We don't do mechanically packed. We hand triple sort, grade, and all of ours, the tip of it faces down, and there's an air sac in it at the top that floats to the top. So when you peel our eggs, you boil them for 4 minutes in boiling water with either salt or vinegar or baking soda.
Sure.
And then soak them in an ice bath for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But light running water. I roll the eggs on their side, and then I start at the top where the air sac is, and I do a little channel down one side of it, and then it peels off like a banana peel.
Got it. So you're saying that you're going to put them tiny side down. You're going to store them that way so that the air bubble moves.
Yes.
And then when you start peeling them, then the air bubble is at the fat end of the egg.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
So we have a tray it's a trifold tray that we pack all of our eggs in, and it protects them in transport, but it also cradles the small end. And the other farms that do mechanically pack, they have them sideways, up, down, all around. And so there's no uniformity to it. And we're neurotic about,
you're like saving time and there's no love there, right?
There's no love there. We're neurotic about best, best show. And so just that simple step makes our eggs easier to peel. And you can peel them really quick too.
If you got a room of 20 chefs together and you ask them what's the best way to cook and peel hard-boiled eggs, you get 20 different answers. I think like that's a really valuable piece of information, because I have big dude hands, and I'm a lady, but I have dude hands. And so because I work hard with my hands, and I'm like that's why I don't do cake decorating, because it's too tedious.
Too tiny.
Like throw an onion in there.
They do have semi-automatic egg peelers on Amazon for like $30. And we have a few of them that, like, if a chef's doing an event and they want to do,
and you need like 100 of them,
300. It'll peel 300 in less than an hour. You just put it on this little roller and it rolls and peels it right off.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Does it work for big eggs too?
I don't use big eggs.
It's a quail egg peeler.
It's a quail egg peeler.
On Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know what's going on my wish list, Brittany.
Yeah, I'll send you a little care package too, and you let me know what you think your favorite. So in our favorite, we do a quail love care package, and it's our semi-boneless quail, which has been brined. I'll send you some natural products.
Thank you so much. That's so
try
kind.
it without it. It's our boneless breast and then bacon wrapped quail. So those hit my high notes. And the semi-boneless are just so easy. They're just so easy to use. You can stuff them, you can bread them, fry them. I love to do it over a mushroom risotto, like a quail confit, use some duck fat and just cook it in, In fact, we're working on doing a fully cooked product, because we only serve raw product right now. And so many people have asked for a fully cooked
heat and serve. Yeah.
Yep. So we're looking at doing a sous vide, confit quail and duck fat. So
that sounds ridiculous.
I can't wait. It's going to be so good.
So for everybody out there listening who doesn't know, duck confit, really, really classic dish. It's usually a thigh or a leg, or like the thigh quarter. And it's duck that's cooked really slowly in its own fat. It never crosses the temperature of boiling. So really, really low and slow. And it breaks down. The skin gets really crispy and it breaks down the meat, makes it really tender. The reason she would use duck fat with quail is because quail doesn't have its own. It's not fatty.
It's not fatty. It's a very lean.
It's very lean. So
there's no fat at all.
In the business, we call that larding a meat. That is to say, adding the fat back in. So yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Can't wait,
man. It sounds amazing. Brittany, I've had a blast talking today. I hope you have a wonderful day. In a couple of weeks, this will drop. We'll tag you in all the things, but stay right there after we stop recording and I'll holler at you. For Brittany, I'm Melissa. This was the Food for Thoughtcast. Thank you for joining us.